And just like that, we're done. God says you're done suffering. You can relax now. Chosen ones are the one for the family lineage to break a cycle. And in the past year, in the intensity, as the birds are chirping, in the past year, in the intensity that we've lived through, it got really intense so that you can finally observe the cycle that you've been living in. And that cycle is finished. And you're done suffering. And many attributes of our life, the identity that you had was residing in the subconscious, from the family, from societal norms. All of these things are going away. In order for you to make permanent change, you're making that permanent change. And for anyone that's new, I'll be discussing the nervous system, the subconscious, and your DNA. So some people that come onto this, and you might have heard of or thought that or there's certain curse or something like that. Oh, my family. Well, a lot of these things are deeply rooted in the subconscious, and they're passed down in the DNA. And if you are a person that's on this, okay, what God wants for you is for you to be the one that is the chosen one, to break the cycle, the loop for your family. Have you noticed the loop? Have you noticed, say, oh, I've been doing this, I've been experiencing this my whole life. Oh, well, my parents were, my grandparents. Oh, this is just something that goes on. So there is something that is totally being eviscerated right now, and that is your identity, the identity of the old. God says that you're done suffering. And for those that are finally tuned in, right, when you think of God as like a source energy, right, and your nervous system, that energy that's running, that connection you have with God, there are many people in the modern society, they're disconnected. They're disconnected from the source. They're disconnected from God. They put their faith, they put everything maybe on the TV, right? They go to the false idols, and they go to the external authority and not the internal authority. And this was a massive shift that had to happen. There are many people coming in right now, and you might not have heard, and you could listen to the previous videos, but the physical changes that happens, we are going through a frequency shift. God resides within your subconscious. That is the majority of your life experience. You could be conscious and you're moving about your life. But what is residing in the background, that is what's most important. And when that is wiped clean, then you finally can experience these things. Aros is writing, I'm so tired. Are there people that are tuned in that are very tired right now? You could raise your hand, okay? Got a very powerful message. A lot of people coming on. I appreciate it if you click the like button, and that pushes this forward so that other people could get this word. I got some good news today. Years ago, they used to say, Jesus Christ gave the good news, the good news. And what happens in this modern world, right? There's people out there, could be on the TV, people on social media, they give you bad news, right? and that puts you in a negative frequency. So if you're seeing me for the first time, you have to realize that what you're consuming, which is not only what you eat and drink, we discussed that on this channel, but it's what you watch and what you listen to. You have to get the good news. You have to get the good vibes, because that is going to if you are constantly, and there are going to be people There could be a situation that pops up, tries to lower your frequency. Oh, you can't do this. You're coming out of your identity. Now, in order for us to pull this off, we're basically pulling off a miracle right now. In order for you to pull it off, God had to strip you down and take everything away. You had no support. And the reason for this is because that's a season of spiritual growth. You might have not had literal physical growth in the outer world, right? It's always about the inner world. Why God said nothing comes, no help, no assistance, no support. You have enough to get you by. But the reason why, if God's going to give you the higher highs, right? Oh, look at all the wealth. Look at all the abundance. Look at the beautiful love relationship, right? And now you appreciate, ready? You appreciate these things. So God's gonna wipe it all, wipe it clean. No support. Nobody helps for a season. And that's so that you could be refined on the inside. And then what was happening, the science behind this, right? Your vessel, you needed to be stretched. So now you can hold, because the previous version of you could not hold the blessings that God is dropping down right now. So if you want to experience a higher high, then we got to go through the season to have a lower low. Because if you don't do it, when you have the appreciation for it, when you are deserving of it, but you didn't get it, now it comes from a different place. Now you have such an appreciation for these things. Now you're able to hold on to it. One of the things that I teach, I teach daily here, 9 a.m. Eastern, is the example of the people that hit the lotto and they wind up going bankrupt pretty quickly. And the reason is because their frequency, they didn't do the inner work. So God was giving you the training grounds, right? So that you could stretch your vessel. So now you can hold the abundance and you're done suffering. We had to suffer. Not that we wake up in the morning and say, oh yeah, it was done for a reason. Because if you are a person and you are resonating with that, you are a person for your family, for your community, that you're the one that's going to be the leadership role, you have to go through that. You have to be refined. It's part of the process. But the season that you were in, the season we were all in, wasn't for a lifetime. God says that you're done suffering. The support is here today. Wilma Griffith, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. And I'm grateful for who sent this super chat. I didn't see it prior to me going live. If someone could let me know. Han Hivid, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful. I love you guys very much. Appreciate you. Because of the lack that you have in a certain location in life. Heck, and you might have that lack in many different situations. You say, oh, well, how come these people have it easy and I have it hard? Well, the reason for this is the foundation, right? The foundation. And now you could relax. Today, we're going to relax, and we know that the work was already done. And what differentiates you is that you are wired, you are beyond motivated, driven. People have motivation in their life, but that motivation fades. If you never heard my inspirational talk, Beyond Motivated, Driven, you should check it out. And that's why, sometimes you're driven to do things in spite of there's nothing there. You're able to flourish even though you have no support. That's very powerful. You are done suffering. And now we're able to hold, the vessel's able to hold. In recent times, you might have felt overwhelmed. You might have had a lot of pressure in your solar plexus. And that's because you were constantly, you were in survival mode. You were constantly bracing because you didn't have support. You actually went through, and this is actually what society went through in the system. Do you know the system is changing, right? So therefore your frequency has to change. We lived in a system where, every time you try to make money or wealth, was taken away from you, right? The corruption, a lot of people waking up to the corruption in the world. Did you wake up to that? Celestial gatekeeper, it's time to open the gates. Thank you so much for the super chat. I love you. I appreciate it. So when you went through this, and the implant, it could be, it's called persecution implants. You might have been the one persecuted in your job. I have these great ideas, and maybe these people, right, they were going behind your back, they were talking about you. Anyone resonate with that? Did you experience that in the workplace? There's a reason for this, right? Because ultimately, right, you are beyond that workplace. But the little NPCs in a workplace, they go and they say, Mary Jane, right, Billy Bob, right, and they open their mouth like this, right? Do you see these things, right? You learn a lot on this channel, right? I talk about what goes on in the world, because when you understand that this world is actually a matrix and it's actually a game, and we understand that energy and frequency goes above this physical. So that's God. God is that energy, right? And God is supporting you. And just because God pulled the support back, you were supported with your basic needs because you had to have that experience. And this is what differentiates real leadership to the cookie cutters that are out there. The point of life is to actually experience stuff. And when you actually experience it, and I'm sharing and you're sharing, but until you actually do, you don't know the answer. The truth cannot be told. It could only be realized. You had to realize a lot, and you realized a lot in the past year. We all realized a lot. And the support and the wealth is coming in right now. And in a world where, you felt like you had to put the armor on. You're finally, you're always bracing. You're always bracing. How many people are like that? You're always bracing. And that became your identity. You build up, and then you have it taken away. Then you build up, so it's constantly keeping you in that level instead of exploding past that level. And that's what God wants us. But God allowed us to go on that threshing floor because you needed to change at an internal level. And listen, the truth of the matter is we're not going to change until we reach that place where it gets really intense. And that's why your lower back is feeling it. How many lower backs are feeling it? Because that represents your support. And now we have to have a new lower back. I know there's people that are new. You got to listen to the message. Now you have a new lower back that is going to be the representation of a healthy body that has full support. Full support. So important. BJ Prickett, thank you so much for the super chat. We are our everyday lives family, God's children. We are the heroes. I appreciate that. I'm so grateful. Someone's got to hear this today. Eventually, you're going to wake up today and you're going to realize that you are the one that you've been waiting for. And that's why we had to be refined, and that's why we had to learn. So if you are new and you are feeling, it's called your base energy center. And if you're feeling things in your guts, your solar plexus, that was the survival, the fear of the future, the anxiety that you were living in. And you were living through this, that became your identity. Your lower back, you had no support. Maybe it was no financial support. Maybe it was no support, from a loving relationship. And you had to do it yourself. So now your nervous system says, I don't know how to live because I was fighting for everything I had for so long. How many people tuned in, right? This is what you experience. You were fighting, and you don't actually know. Wow, it's just easy now. Wow, there's support, there's wealth coming in, there's a real actual love coming in instead of a parasite. It's a totally different energy. However, your nervous system, and you had to go through it, because when that real love comes in, you appreciate her, you appreciate him. When that support comes in, you appreciate the community, you appreciate the wealth that's coming in. And we're no longer, building up just to reach a level, and then the bills come in, and then now we have to explode past the level. It is your birthright to have wealth, and the main idea of the support of the wealth. It's not a selfish thing. I understand there are people in the world that are greedy. There's corruption, but you, the person that's getting this message, I'm talking right to you. Ooh, look at me. I'm on your TV. You have to have all the wealth in the world. You have to have all the support in the world, because the main idea is so that you wake up in the morning and you feel safe. And in order for you to build, if you want to build a kingdom of heaven on earth, you have to have this frequency of safety. Not have to worry about this bill and that bill and the other thing. It comes from a different place. So this is not a place of greed. This is a place of, we need people, we need builders, because do you know we're in the middle of societal collapse right now? The foundations of the old system are collapsing. So we need people. I can't show up in a world if my needs are not met, because then you go back down to survival mode, and you had to go through it. And then once you're supported, and God says you're done suffering, now all of a sudden you have so much energy for more. So when you think about wealth as the energy, as a currency, electric current charges you up. When you have the right woman or man in your life, and you understand, right, the divine masculine and feminine energy, it's not just about looks, but it's about someone that, and it's not someone that completes you, but it's a driving force, especially for men. A lot of men, I recently did a very powerful video on this. If you haven't watched it, check it out. That's the driving force, brother. And in this world, if the woman doesn't motivate you, like, that was the whole purpose. Not to be showboating, but that is the electromagnetic energy, the divine masculine and feminine, the Jesus and Mary Magdalene energy. And it drives you. It's a driving force. But when this is in this modern society, it's been cut off. There's no motivation. There's no inspiration. You could book this. Everything I'm saying today, you could book it. When you have the right relationship, you're inspired to build. When you have tons of wealth coming in and support, you have more energy to build. We have to flood it. We have to flood it with support. We have to flood it because God says you're absolutely done suffering. You had to go through it. It's part of your training grounds, and it refines you. Because at the end of the day, this is for long term. There are always new people that are coming into this very powerful. And I'm so grateful if you click subscribe. If you could do that, you'll get a daily notification. You say, I'm learning a lot today. You could click subscribe, and you got a daily notification, and it supports an authentic message, and it pushes it out through the algorithms. Just do that. I appreciate it, and you'll get that notification. And Evan, thank you so much for the super chat. Evan writes, move forward, just keep going. I love you, Evan. I'm very grateful for that. Stacy M, thank you for the super chat. Stacy writes, healthy mind, heart, and spirit is the true wealth. Another great discussion, Michael. Thank you. I appreciate you, Stacy. It's the true wealth in life. Um, Health is your true wealth. If you feel lousy and in pain, you don't even care about $1, right? But then also when you have this, you could go to the supermarket and buy healthy foods, right? The healthy eggs are expensive nowadays, right? Um, but at the end of the day, and you'll realize this, the money can always be taken away, money in, money out. But to have true connection with someone else, it's ready for this. It's called unconditional love. Unconditional love. You might be a person and God gave it to you hard. God gave you, and you really went through the wilderness season and you had nothing. You had nobody. It was just you. And you're going to realize at the end of the day, right? Because you did okay, the money, oh, I got this big fancy home. I got 4 bedrooms, I got 5 bedrooms, and you're sitting there alone. It's the unconditional love, and that's one of the. I'm sure everyone that God put you through this season, that's the number one thing. Nothing else matters but that, because you can't take the material possessions with you, but in this reality, these are the bricks that you build a kingdom with. You have to have an abundance flow. You have to have an abundance flow. You have to be support. You have to be supported. When you are support, like if you build a big cat, you have to have a strong foundation with support. Without that support, the whole thing collapses. That was a tremendous song, Lowell. How deep is your love? Yeah. The song, the music, the quantum, the music is the quantum. I love the music. Do you love the music? Do you love to laugh? These are important things in our life. The laughter has gone away. The music has gone away. We got to bring the music back. We got to bring the love. You can hit the hearts in the chat. Hit the like on the video. We should call it the love button. We'll call it it's the like button. No, do you love this? So when you have the music rolling, the music is back, baby. When the love is flowing, baby, that's where the answers are. That's where the answers are. So we just went through a lot of stuff. Nervous system, anyone that's new, videos, they're waiting for you on the channel. You check them out. Nervous system, solar plexus, check them out. So now you say, what do I have to do now, Uncle Mike? It's so important. The two things, focus, attention, and perception. Focus your attention. So upon that this is done, there are people that can get drawn back if your attention, ooh, squirrel, a squirrel. No, you don't want to be you don't want to focus your attention on the negativity. You don't want to focus your attention on people that spread bad news. You want to have the good news, baby. You want to have the good news. And so now you're focusing your attention on the good news, and it's your perception of reality. And this is, listen, I go through this as well. So now your previous perception, this is where you have to be dropped into a season. I've shared this for years. This will never go away. This is literally how life works. If I'm teaching this 10 years, 100 years from now, oh, he's still going. God works in seasons. God works in seasons. And that season was not for a lifetime. So what the work is, what we have to do right now is fix our perception. Oh, what do you mean, Uncle Mike? Well, like in the past, right? Oh, someone comes and wants to give you something, right? But maybe you say, hey, what's the catch here? What's the catch, right? Because in the old reality, right? Someone and you thought it was something nice, and then meanwhile they were trying to take something from you, right? These are things that you say to yourself, you know what? Now, when the support shows up, now these are people, these are situations that are for the growth. And if your perception, you got to listen to this, you are operating out of an old frequency that has to change. Yes, the season that you live through is valid. We all live through that season. It's always valid. Okay. Okay. Cristal knows this. Okay. What's the catch, Cristal? What's the catch? Right. But now I do this. I go through this all the time. We're constantly bracing. We were getting bashed around, and now all of a sudden, oh, here's all the wealth. Here's all the good stuff. And in the previous season, from the previous version of yourself, it's an old frequency. It's no longer relevant. And you say to yourself, what's the catch? Your perception has to change today. And when your perception becomes your reality. And that's how that lingering frequency, like people can get caught into a season extra long, extra long. You don't want to be, you want to move forward. And the reason for this is that your attention goes back that way. You got to go this way. We don't want to go that way. We're moving forward with our lives. We are out of the season. Our perception of life must change. This could come in the workplace, people on social media, family. Oh, everyone's out to get you. Delete that. That program is now deleted. Everyone is now here to support you. This is a belief. This is the story. Missed yesterday's lesson? Gotta watch it. The story is so important. What do you mean the story, Uncle Mike? Oh, I'll tell you, Light Warriors. There's a story that's running in the background. This is your subconscious. This is where your connection to God actually resides. What is the story that you tell yourself? You get ready to go to bed at night? This is how we break free. This is how we level up. And in a world, that's why you have to go into the wilderness. And when this is how you differentiate, and now you're reintroduced. I'll give you an example. I went through a period where I was off social media, right? The other platforms. I've been consistent here on YouTube for years, right? The consistency pays off, Light Warriors. If you do things authentically, you don't get overnight success, but overnight success comes from consistency, and then eventually it pops off. Okay, but the other platforms, I was off them. I was off them for years. No social media, and then you get reintroduced into social media. And then because you were off it, now you get reintroduced. The negative stuff. Same thing with your. Do you want to be healthy again? Click subscribe. Right? Check out my health and wellness playlist. So if you actually got rid of, or if you did a fast, right? You did a fast, and then you reintroduce. Say you reintroduce some of those chemical foods, those processed foods, and then yuck, right? So when you go back on social media and you hear negative people flapping their gums, you're gonna go yuck. It's your job now. It's your if God. Don't take it and listen. We all go through this. Say, why do I have to? You learn from it. Now you go back out there. If God, you took it out, don't put it back in. Don't focus your attention. All the negative stuff, or if people are trying to put negative thoughts in your head, you don't put them back in. You don't put them back in. Stacy M. Thank you for the super chat. I love you. Stacy writes, unconditional love for another is only gained once you let go of selfishness, jealousy, pride, greed, envy, gluttony, lust, and sloth. When you learn how these conditions love you and can truly, and then you could truly love. I appreciate you, Stacy. Yeah, and it's very rough. It's very rough in the world. There are the modern women that are programmed with all that stuff. There is the weak men. Do you know the famous phrase "weak men create tough times"? The beta males, right? They don't actually love these archetypes or NPCs of the world. They don't actually love you. No, they wanted something from you. Or they wanted to go out into the world and feel good about themselves from an arm candy relationship. Do you get this? Did you get this through your head, girl? Did you wake up to this, brother? You know, I have a lot of great men, good friends in my life. And, you know, when sometimes when I say, you know, the isolation can drive you a banana sandwich, but to listen to their stories, how some of these modern women absolutely destroyed their lives. You say, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God for the protection. If you're in the isolation season, if you were isolated for a one of one. It's not an easy journey. It's very frustrating. And I'm here to share this. That's why these men shared their stories with me. How these men were absolutely eviscerated by that modern woman. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna say, "I'm grateful. I'm a work. That's what I do, right? In my life. That's why I'm successful. I gotta work for myself. I gotta be grateful. There's got to be gratitude. An attitude of gratitude really shifts you. It really does." Tanya 144. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's throw up the 144s today. Yeah, Joe's writing right now. I still recovering from abusive trash relationships. A lot of both men and women. I'm here to tell you, okay? If you are going through a season, I'm telling you, not everything is good or bad. Just because you have a relationship, I have some deep talks on relationships on this channel. If you're new today, go to the channel page. You see the little circle with my face in it. Click it, open up the playlist, check them out. Both men and women. You don't have a relationship just to have a relationship. And if you did have a bad relationship, you can. So this is where your perception has to change. Not all girls are out to get you. They're not all parasites, bro. Not all guys are going to be very terrible to you. But what you need to do, and this is what I teach on this channel, you need to get your clairs up. You have to get your spiritual senses up. You have to get your intuition up. All this stuff is on this channel. Click subscribe today. And then when you get reintroduced into the world, you know in about 3.5 seconds. I know in about 3.5 seconds everything about a person. How do you know? It's called intuition. How do you do it? Well, first thing you're going to have to do is detoxify that body and sit with it. There are people in the world that jump from job to job. There are people in this world that jump from relationship to relationship. And if you take a time out, you will finally learn about yourself. That's why God put you through that threshing floor. God put you through the threshing floor so that you could know who you are. You're done suffering today, though. It's a celebration. A celebration. Anna Herrera, thank you so much. 888 abundance codes. Thank you so much for the super chat. I love you so much. I love you. Where we struggle is the time window rush. If you are on this message today, you're on God's time, and it's not on human time. That's why when it comes to like the quote unquote holidays of the world, but you have to go on God's season, and you don't have no one for the holiday, or maybe have family gatherings, and you're on God's time. So that's where when you have that situation, with life, it's difficult because you're not on the matrix time construct. You're on God's time, and it's difficult. It is difficult. And when you are realizing that, wait a second, I have to do this. And when you break free, we feel like we're rushed. We're on that time window, and then the holidays come, or these situations, and there you are, and there you are. The old time construct, Cindy, I'm reading your message, but the truthful time construct is a cycle, and that cycle could be a spiral or a loop. And that's what we're focused here on this channel. If you are getting this and you said, I was in a loop, it's time to break the loop, and then you spiral outwards. And that is the growth. And today we're growing because we're done suffering. And that period of suffering is for a reason. There's a reason for your season, right? There's a reason for the season. But that season is not for a lifetime. Seasons are meant to end. And this is why we have to understand the science of our bodies. This is where, and if you're really getting help from this today, I'm so grateful if you hit that like button today so that others will get this, because this is where we have to do. Okay, we did go through these things, but where the problem happens is people get trapped in that season too long because they don't understand the nervous system. They don't understand the subconscious. You did go through it. You did go through those traumas. You had to live through it. But all of those negative experiences, the lack of support, it was to stretch you so that you can hold this next season of abundance. And that's where people, if they don't expand outward, they get trapped in it, and then they loop again instead of leveling up. You are not destined for a level of wealth your whole life. You are not destined to be miserable and single your whole life. You are destined for greatness. Okay. You should check out some of my motivational speeches. People love them. Peter Weaver, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful. I love you. Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. I love you. Sonia writes, keep believing you will succeed in whatever you choose to achieve. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. And a positive word. But such a beautiful, I'm so grateful for everyone today. Free White Dove, we just scored a goal. I appreciate that, Free White Dove. I love you. Thank you so much for that. I love that guy. That's actually how I am. I'm actually just a big kid. But all of us, and that's why I share from authenticity, because, some people will see and they assume, but people don't realize, and that's why this is such a powerful word, that when it gets pushed forward to other people, they don't understand the traumas that I went through, right? The constant negative things, but we had to overcome them. And these are our training grounds. And you're not just perfect. You go, oh, no, you actually feel the pain. You feel the pain. And it's important. So that's the authentic pain that shapes us and shows us what's important in life. Pain actually shows us what's important in life. Because if it matters, there's pain. What's your prediction? Pain. Clubber Lang was right. But if there was no charge, this is why anyone that's hearing me, if that job was meaningful, if you don't care, you're just like, oh, whatever. if that opportunity for that relationship is meaningful, it's always going to be pain. It's always going to be scary. If that move, I gave the powerful message: chosen ones must leave their hometown. Is that you? Did you leave your hometown? Ooh, look at me. Did you have to leave your hometown? It's part of the process. And so this is how we understand. You're ingrained, and then you say, oh, but it could be beautiful. It could be love. There's Lily over there. Okay, it could be beautiful. But in your nervous system, I only know how to live in the slums of the city over here with all the filth on the floor. That's what I'm familiar and comfortable with. And then your nervous system goes, oh my God, I got to move to paradise. I'm terrified. Oh, oh. This is what goes on. So now it's plug and play, ladies and gentlemen. It's plug and play today. We're doing plug and play. Okay. So now you're single, and you're always attracted to miserable, worthless beta males. You're always miserable, worthless modern women, but that's your nervous system. And here's the man of your dreams. There he is, and you fumble the ball. I'm terrified of this man. He's actually your divine. I'm terrified of this divine feminine. That means you got to get yourself together, bro. Do you understand how this works? This always goes back to your nervous system. And if it's different, it's plug and play, Willie Wayne. It's plug and play. If it's different, your nervous system goes, holy shift. All I know, right? Today we have support. Today we have support like never before. And you went through a season with zero support. You had zero support, kid. I understand. So finally, to have support, it's a totally different existence, and your nervous system doesn't know, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Ooh, what do I do? And that's why your Uncle Mike pops up on your screen, and I'm helping, guiding you on your evolutionary journey. Now, you got to be as cool as the other side of the pillow, baby. Ooh, yeah. We got to be real cool. We got to be cool, kid. Got to be cool. Get those cool emojis going. Because when you're cool, and that nervous system is cool as a cucumber, Caroline. Cool as a cucumber, Caroline. When you're cool, then, that's where it is. Then the love starts coming in. And that's where the transition, that's why you have to go through the timeout. Because this world, it was a dense place. But the old world is finished. Your old reality is done. And now it's time for a brand new reality where you are supported. You have infinite, unconditional love. And we see it happening today. We see it happening right now. And that's why in recent times you might have gone through a great shaking in your gut, in your solar plexus, because you can't hold that density from the past and experience a future that is not a vibrational match. Do you get it today? You are the chosen one to break the cycle for your family lineage. And God says, you're done suffering, kid. You made it. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. Congratulations. And now you got a whole new world ahead of you. And you know this. You don't know this because the TV tells you it's time. You actually feel this in your body. Your body is a tuning fork to telling you the truth. And when you feel it in your body, now what you're feeling is the frequency shift. You feel it in your nervous system. And now you can experience it. You can't, if you're holding on to all this, I got to hold on to all this stuff. You can't grab your love of your life holding on to all the baggage from the past that ain't coming with you. So I'm so grateful for all of you. If the message resonates with you, I'm so grateful for the support. If you smash into that like button, I appreciate that. I'm very grateful if you click subscribe. That really assists and supports the algorithm here. And you will get a daily video 9 a.m. Eastern time. A little notification pops up. And it'll help you become the greatest version of yourself. And leave a comment down below. Are you feeling this deep internal shift? And when you go through this deep internal shift, there's all types of stuff. That's why you have to look at this life like a game, and look and think in terms like Nikola Tesla taught us: energy, frequency, and vibration. You could see people, things, and situations jumping up and down. Focus your attention. Don't focus on the negative. Don't worry about the things that pop up. We're bulldozing right through it. Coco Chanel, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful. We're flying in the clouds like that, Coco. I appreciate that. So I appreciate all of you. Videos will pop up here. Hit me up on Facebook. There's more videos and posts on Facebook. Tremendous Facebook community. Tremendous YouTube community. We have Patreon. Check out the videos there. The wind is picking up as we're getting off. Powerful message today. And I'm grateful if you shared this message. Hit that share button. All the things you do, the clicking of the subscribe, wherever that button is over here, clicking the share, say, oh, someone's got to hear this. It's all great support to pushing this forward. And I love you guys very much. You could have chose to watch anything today, really. And you chose to watch this. So I appreciate that very much. And it's a great shift that we're all going through. I appreciate everyone that just hit that like button. That means a lot. That means a lot. And the engines are revving. We're taking off. We're taking off full speed ahead. And remember that this is the year of the fire horse. The horsemen of the apocalypse are here. And the fire horse is not going backwards. It's full speed ahead. Rev the engines, rev them. Right? Go forward with your life. Go forward with your vocation. Go forward with your love, baby. Go forward with these. Don't go back. And as Bugs Bunny once said, don't go down there. It's dark. Got to rise up. Got to ascend. Got to ascend to a higher version of yourself. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys very much.